Today's topic today's topic is building a secure tomorrow. How to how digital footprinting in the software development life cycle creates a strong foundation for safer, stronger software. Uh, we all know how important it is software development life cycle, and to this entire journey is the only process which helps to develop a product. Either it can be a soft website or a application. Day to day, IT organizations develop a lot of applications, a lot of websites, but what they lack security. They lack proper coding pattern. They lack in implementing security into entire development process. So this presentation explores the critical role of digital footprinting in enhancing security throughout the SDLC stage by systematically tracking and analyzing the digital traces left during development part. Okay, uh, let's understand firstly what is digital footprinting. Why I'm speaking about this. So the introduction part. Uh, as I mentioned, digital footprinting is nowadays become a very critical and crucial term because we every day we go on a different websites applications and maybe we go online and we left our traces over the internet. Sometimes we just browse some website, we go do login, we search something and we just came out of there. But what we left is, if an application or a website is asking for a credential, you give your credentials there, you create your account. That is what you are left, that is what you're leaving there, your credentials, maybe your name, your email ID, maybe your phone number. Password is something which can be anything, no, it doesn't matter a lot, but yes, it matters in terms of security. But you leaving your phone number, you're leaving your email ID there. So this is how the entire digital footprinting is. But let me explain you in a definition. So digital footprinting is something where we leave our traces while browsing or investing our time on internet, such that your credentials, your bank details, as you put your card details over the portals for the payment purpose, your photos, your videos, anything related to media, is everything is digital. And when you move one by one, step by step towards the next step towards your destination, that entire process is called footprinting. A very simple example: when we walk on a sand, we see that our footprints are there, and as soon as we move forward, they appears there, and it takes much time to now get removed until unless some sand dunes come and cover it up. So for a hacker, it is very much easy to trace your footprint, and he can, or maybe he or she, whomsoever, they can trace you and they can harm you, they can damage your information or critical informations. Let's understand a little bit more as I explained you. So digital footprinting in, I'll talk about mostly digital footprinting and SDLC. I have combined these 2 points and I have came up with an idea to express in front of you. So most of the time I will be talking about the SDLC and footprinting, but together, not individually. So in this slide says that digital footprinting in SDLC is a process like mapping out unique journey of a software from the beginning of its creation to its final use. Now, as I said, that software development is a process where we develop an application or a website. So it has a certain steps, planning, and different things is there. We will see in further steps presentation. So how footprinting can help it? How footprinting is feasible to this? So in this, we map out the unique journey of this software from the beginning to the final stage. It involves examining, not just examining the entire process, but whatever tools we use, whatever steps we take to build it. Every small to small points are crucial for this. Think like think of it as understanding the software DNA very in simple language. You are going to explore the DNA of software development life cycle. So there, digital footprinting helps you collect data to create a unique identifier or specific things. Of course, as I mentioned, you need small pieces, small information and data to develop your product and your applications. Important of software security, a very important topic. No one care, as I mentioned, no one cares about security part into development. If you see, still you go and see in the organizations, you will see, you won't find out a proper pattern of the coding. You don't go and you will find out developers review their code after developing it. You don't see that testing team do much into it. If something comes up from the testing team, developers start saying, hey, it's not a bug, it's a feature, you know. So these are the common conversation happens into the team members. But security is important at every aspect. We need to take care of the security part into the our into the software and application. Now, saying that if software security is not prioritized, it's like leaving the front door of your digital house widely open so that anyone can come, can harm you, can damage your sensitive data, can can take your identity. So it's a crucial part. We need to have security measures into our software. Uh, how digital footprinting will be helping into the software security purpose. So in the context of digital footprinting in this, we need to understand and we need to prioritize the security and the building foundation of the software or applications. How? By uh, understanding what are the risks are involved, what cyber threats can be there, how we can secure our portals, or how we can secure our web pages from getting it from the hackers, so that they do not get the access of it. Software development life cycle, as you can see the image, uh, it has six different phases. Maybe sometime people say we have seven phases, six phases. It depends on it. So the very first part is planning. Now what is, firstly let me explain you what is SDLC, software development life cycle. So development life cycle is the entire journey of developing a software from the initial stage, that is planning. First we need to plan. We do brainstorming. We understand what software needs, and then we draw a blueprint of that software. Okay. The second part is analysis. Here we deep down little bit more, and we jot down or we write down the features of this software. Whatever features this software has to be implemented or designed. Then we take the decisions, and we move further with the designing part. Now, uh, okay, designing part. Please, guys, I would request you to mute yourself. Once the presentation will get over, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your questions. So I will request to mute yourself. Thank you so much. Okay, I was explaining about the plan. I explained about the planning part. I explained about the analysis part. Now, designing part. Once I'll complete this entire circle, I'll explain you for each and every sections how security comes into the picture and what role they play it. So in designing, we design the architecture of the of the software. We prepared whatever the blueprint we have prepared on the same. Similarly, taking the reference of blueprint, we design the architecture. So a solution architect will be there, project manager will be there, maybe product manager will be there, and these all people will sit together, so they will create architecture, they will create small wireframes. These all things will get developed there. After that, prototyping code will be written, and then implementation process will start. It means coding, where actual building begins, where the developers come into the picture. They start writing the codes for the UI which they have received, and they uh, forward this code or the entire development process to the testing team. So what happens? There's a testing team who tests the entire code, who tests the entire software, is to resolve the bugs and problems if they exist. If they are not, it's good, but it's very less chance that we get it without buggy software or anything. So testing is very much important. Then integrations happen there. Similarly, testing and integration is the same part, so we they do it there only. Then it comes deployment. Again, it's into the testing, integration, deployment. We deploy our software to a certain server. Maybe it can be or anything, maybe cloud or whatever you want to deploy it. You deploy it and it's become live, so everyone can see it searching on the Google. Then come maintenance. Of course, you have developed something, so you have to maintain it. Maybe in future some bugs can come, some you need to upgrade your product or software. Maybe you need to check every time is your website is up or not, application is up or not. It's similar. Similarly, you purchase a car or a motorcycle. It is not just you ride and you drive it and you keep it in your home. You have to do such servicing, you have to do certain maintenance to them, and you have to invest. So in a similar way, when you develop a software, you have to do maintenance. Now let me take you how security come into the picture, and at every stage how security helps. So in planning, when I say planning, security come here. Security, maybe and cyber security analyst will be a member of an entire SDLC team, and he will be noting down all the process, whatever brainstorming is happening. He'll jot down each and every point, and he will make sure that whatever planning is happening, he puts his input. He gives his guidance or the suggestions, so that in the planning phase only, he discovers few pointers that hey, we need to implement validations for some sort of user input part. So in the planning only phase, this conversation happens. When we go to the analysis part, the cybersecurity guy do the risk assessment. He write down every possible risk which can come when the development part will start, or maybe when we deploy it. He do risk assessment. He takes care, or he jot down. He makes a list of patch management thing. Even he also mentioned that what severities can be there. So sorry. So these are all the process which analysts do in the analysis part. Then in designing part, of course, in designing also cybersecurity analyst takes play a very vital role there. He uh, checks either the UI UX which has been prepared by a team doesn't have any loophole. He makes sure the UI UX which has been developed by the team has to be secured in every manner. Now, let me tell you how. What does it mean? The UI UX and the I'll combine the development part and designing part for you so that you can understand very easily. Once the UI is prepared, development is going on in both phases. Analyst part will take care. We will come into the picture and he will see that the code must be written in a such a way that there will no any no loopholes can be present there. He checks for XSS, cross-site scripting attack. He checks for phishing attack. He checks for cross-site SCS, CSRF, cross-site forgery. He checks for the SQL injections. He checks for the clickjacking. All these attacks, he prepare a entire document where he jot down where he gave it to the team, and he gives the remediations also. Hey, you need to keep this script into your system so that it will prevent from the so and so attack. Again, in testing format, when the entire development get completed, the testing team, QA testing team, has completed their testing. The entire application goes to the secure cyber security team, to maybe you can say that red teams. It goes to the red team and they do attacks over there, and blue team is also there who do the uh, who try to less down the attack, decrease the attack areas, so they recover it. Okay, moving forward to digital footprinting techniques. Now, what are the techniques we have in digital footprinting? So, very basic. I'll just explain you in three pointers only here, so that you can understand how what digital footprinting techniques will be helpful. First, code analysis. Once the code has been written by the developers, the analysis of code is very much important. We need to see what sort of uh, pattern or what sort of practice they have while writing a code. I'll give an example. Let's suppose uh, there's a button, on a website, there's a submit button or maybe a login button. Some button is there, and when we click on it, that button helps to land on a different web page. Now, sometime those who are beginners or those who are just a kid who just start their journey into development part, they just write button and then href and the URL they give it to they give the URL path in the same place. So that is not a right technique to do it, because being a hacker, if I have your code, then very easily I can manipulate that URL from your original to the malicious URL. And whenever some user will come, they click on it, they will land to my page, and yes, I can do anything whatever I want. Like I can get their credentials if I want them to redirect to some sort of credentialing page where they need to uh, keep their user ID or passwords and all. Gone. I have it. Maybe I will throw them on the payment part. Like you have a page in your portal where you throw people on a payment gateway part. So I'll just replace your that URL from my malicious one or my fake page, where you will go, you will enter all your card details, and you will proceed to the payment. As soon as you do it, I have your card details. Nothing will happen there. Maybe an error can occur. Maybe I will throw an error page to you that hey, transaction would not be not possible, or it's get denied, anything, but I have your card details with me. So that's why code analysis is very much important. Second is version control tracking. We need to understand, we need to monitor the changes made to the code over the time, and to understand its evolution and identify potential security risk. Now, did it not like that we have deployed a software today, we have sorry, we have deployed a software today, and tomorrow we are going to change certain code? No. When some upgrades, we have to do some sort of upgrades, or maybe when we are coming with the new version of that application, few codes get changed into the system. So we need to monitor that also, that which patch or which part of the code has been changed or have been modified. So according to that, we need to keep the security codes also, like we for to prevent from the content header, we use certain script into our codes so that no content header attacks can be happen there. In a similar way for other attacks also. Third is dependency scanning. uh, Dependency scanning is something where we check and manage the external software components and library for any security issues. Now, what it is, sometimes we use APIs or maybe some third party applications we integrate to our software. So we need to check that also. That API, is it that harmful? Is it correct or not? The third party application which we're using it, so they are implementing certain sort of policies or not, compliance or not, if their codes are secured or not. We need to check that also. So these are the three techniques where digital footprinting helps into SDLC to enhance our and to secure our software. Integrating security measures, uh, again a very good topic here. And this phase, these integrating security measure phase or the process includes activities like code review, again secure coding practice, again, and the incorporation of the security testing throughout the process. So these are the three process which mainly happens into it. As I said, all the points I have mentioned before also, but the slide I have kept because to make you understand a little bit more into depth. It's very simple. Let me explain you how it works. It's like having security guard, at your home. What he do? He prevent unauthorized person to your home. Correct. He doesn't allow anyone, those who are not in from the locality part of, not from the building. So when we say we integrate security measures, then we have to take care of few things. First, we need to understand what coding practices we are making it. If the coding practice is good, then we need to implement security codes also there. Like we need to write our own code and to secure our platform, to secure our services and all. So not services, this softwares and all. Second, educating our team members. Security measures is not just about writing code, a secure code, or implementing those to safeguard from the hackers, but it also helps our organizations while guiding our team members about these security measures. We need to do some sort of webinars, some sort of training, maybe in twice or thrice in a year, so that we provide them an update to the person, to the teammates, that what new vulnerabilities has came into the picture, what are the remediations we have for them, and these are the process. So on a very basic level, on a surface level, we need to give training to them. This also come into this integrating security measure part. Not just writing code for securing it, but yes, we need to also give them mitigation process, remediations, solutions in a short form. We need to give a solution that, hey, if this happens, these are the, if SQL injection happens, then these are the steps which we need to take care there so that we can prevent our SQL injection attack. Benefit. I hope you guys have understood that what are the benefits we have. Yet I'll give you few pointers uh, of the footprinting. So basically, footprinting is required to understand what are the areas are vulnerable for us. It has different type of benefit. A lot of benefits are there, but I'll name it for you. Some benefit. First is early issue detection. We identify the problem in a very early stage with the help of digital footprinting. Okay, these are the, if we move with certain idea, certain process towards developing a website or application or something, then so and so risk will be encountered. So to mitigate that, to have to defend with that risk, we need to implement certain security measures. That's why digital footprinting is helpful to identify the issues in the early phases. Second is, you can say that risk management. Again, it is very much important. So risk management says that we need to do risk assessment. Then only we can do the risk management process. So in risk management or the risk assessment, we need to jot down the possible threats or risk which can occur, and we need to uh, write down the scores also. Like when I say score, it's low, medium, or high. This can be high problem for us, a high risk for us. This can be a medium one or maybe low one. Third one is cost effective security measures. Okay, yes, very much important. A lot of company, when they come up with an idea that we need to implement cyber security, then they up they created their budget so either so high or nothing. So no need to create a lot of big budget so that even organization cannot afford that. You need to come up with very cost effective security measures and the process. Implementing effective security without unnecessary expenses is the best planning that any organization can do. How? The question may occur, how? So first, I'll say that learning is a very important thing. If you don't know what sort of solution you have to implement at what problem, then you will be not then you're not the right person for that. Okay, if uh, you don't know the basics, or if you don't know the intermediate measurement process, how to implement it, there's no use there. So first, learning is very much important. Second, it's not every time you have to go and you have to get it the third party or outside market products to implement in your organization. Not every time it's required. Sometimes just a well firewall to the organization is important. Antiviruses are important. You can, if you want to if you have a huge infrastructure, then you can implement honeypot there so that it can prevent from the hackers and all. So these are the basic solutions that can be implemented. Most of the organizations uses firewall and antivirus. I don't see that a lot of organizations have honeypot in their system. Why? Because not required. That's the issue is there. And lastly, again, awareness is important, guys. A lot. You need to train yourself learning, as I said. You need to train yourself. You need to train your teammates. You need to train your organization. You need to schedule a training for the entire organization. Each and every member of the company should know the security measures, no matter what he or she is from marketing department, operation department, or HR department. Everyone must know what sort of things are important into the in the security part. Do not open any email which doesn't contain any sort of specific information for you. Do not click on the attachments and all until unless you are not sure. So these are the basic fundamentals process. You can say that. Compliance. Yes, you cannot do anything without compliance if you don't have it. You cannot do anything without having a consent of anyone, no matter what whom you are. Into security part only I'm talking about. So compliance are something which are the backbone, you can say that, or the uh, tunnel, I will say that, who allows you to work in cybersecurity. There are certain rules and regulations are in, encrypted, sorry, scripted, to which we have to follow. So let me tell you why compliance is important. First, to meet the legal guidelines. Everything, whatever we do it with a legal process. We cannot go out of the box and we can do anything. So we need to follow the guidelines which are implemented. Second, safeguarding user privacy. We need to safeguard the user's data. Uh, can say that healthcare, BFSI are the two major sectors or industry that they need to have cybersecurity team in their organization. They must have to have their compliance. They have to be compliant. They have to follow the all possible policies which has been implemented by the GDPR and HIPAA, maybe ITX of 2000 for India, right? Second is mitigating security risk. That's why it's important because every in compliance only the mitigations and the process are mentioned. The entire guidelines are mentioned there. So it has to be there that you not only just follow the rules, but you understand how to mitigate the entire thing. Again, reputation is important. If what if your organization get hacked? If suppose you're working in a bank and your bank get hacked someday, and you are a salesperson of that bank, and you will go to a customer and you say that, hey, we offer 10% of interest on saving account. Just provide 10% of saving account hypothetically again, but your bank get hacked. Who will open the account? No one. So the reputation of organization is very important. So to secure your information, to secure your reputation, you must follow the compliance. You must implement the compliance in your organization, and you need to follow the process, whatever mentioned there. I'll help you like two compliance name. I have written it, but let me help you with two, three more names of the compliance and their uses. First is GDPR. So it is called as General Data Protection Regulation. This compliance is the Bible. You can say that Gita, whatever you want to say, it's it, and it is applicable for on global basis. But this GDPR was compliance was came from the Europe. So this says that if you are dealing with European citizens, then you have to follow this compliance. But whatever pointers, whatever policies has been written in this GDPR is applicable for all the world. Then HIPAA, the full form of HIPAA is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. This is just for to secure the patient's data. That's all. Then ISO 27001, it is an International Organization for Standardization, 2001. And again is PCI DSS, which is Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard for payment BFSI industry. It's very much important. And then it's CCPA, California Consumer Privacy Act. So whatever companies, those who deal into e-commerce and all, they has to follow the Consumer Policy Act. No matter it's California or what, but you need to have a CCPA certification or the compliance with you. Moving forward, to the best practices for implementation. Now, what best practices? What implementation is required here? Again, I have a lot explained you about the things, but here implementing digital footprint effectively requires to adhere to best practices, including continuous monitoring, documenting your footprinting, digital footprinting. Yes, documentation is very much important. It is not just, hey, I remember, I have in my brain, I can write it down whenever it's required. No, you have to document each and every uh, information, each and every step, and then you have to keep it in a safe place. It not just you have documented and can throw here and there. No, you have to keep it safe. And of course, regular review of the such security protocols. I believe those who are working uh, in a year, your ISO audit will always be there, like 27,001. If a 9,001 also, then also uh, audit will be every year. There will be an audit of ISO 9001 and 27,001, and you have to follow the entire all the regulation, all the steps which are mentioned there. Lastly, collaboration and communication. Yes, it's much important. It is not like just that development team is doing whatever they want to do. Testing team is doing what they want to do. Project manager have no clue what's happening. Maybe solution architect doesn't understand what's happening. UI team has given the design, but development team are developing something else. No, each and every member of this project has to come together. They have to sit together and they have to do the brainstorming part. They have to conversate. They need to discuss on the project. How and when the in how and when you can uh, complete this, what are the process of making the entire software, what security measures we have to do it, what will be timeline of the project, everything has to be communicated and collaborative manner. We have to do it, all the stakeholders, all the team members to be there. Okay, risk mitigation or the risk assessment part. I just explained few minutes ago about the risk management part. So it has this 7 steps which says gather stakeholders. We need to bring everyone those who are responsible for this for a product, for a development of a software, no matter what, who they are, those who are into the project, they have to be available. Second, run risk assessment. You have to do the assessment part, you have to jot it down, explain. Determine prevention measure. You have to write down the preventions also. Okay, if this is happening, if this happened, then we have to uh, we have to do this measure, like M1 measure one. Measure one will be the right solution for the risk which has occurred. Create an action plan. Again, planning will be there. Run drills, start the entire process, coding part, testing part, and all thing. Monitor the risk. You need to do the monitoring part, and then communicate openly and consistently. You have to be in touch with each and every team. Even the security member team has to be in touch with all the departments. Whatever updates he needs to give it to. He has to pass it to the team member so that they can implement and they can develop more secure applications and software for the end users. Mitigation means giving a solutions. That's a simple thing. Thank you so much for listening me very patiently, and I'm available to answer the questions you have. Guys, any questions? I will be happy to answer you. It seems like no one have any questions. Any question related to software development life cycle? Any question related to digital footprinting? Any question related to compliance? Any question? Okay, Yashwant asked me, can we erase my digital footprint permanently? Okay, good question. Yashwant, see, as I said, firstly, we need to understand what is digital footprinting. Let's forget digital footprinting into SDLC process. Let's understand what is digital footprint. Everything you do on the internet is your digital footprint. Let me give an example. You use Instagram, you post your photo there, you are leaving your image onto the internet, onto the database of Instagram. That is a footprint. Now, how you will erase it? You think that you will delete it from the Instagram, from the account of Instagram, and it gets erased. It get erased. Absolutely, it get erased from the Instagram database. But what on the internet, or what on a different servers, what which has been implemented there? I'm not sure that you know or not. When we delete anything, our computer has a memory to store the image of that file and folder for minimum 30 days. After 30 days, the detail get erased automatically. But when we say digitally, it never gets deleted permanently. For somehow you can keep it aside, or maybe you can do something which can reduce the your footprint. You can say that path, but you cannot delete it permanently. Any else question? Okay, Ediglobe. It says a student footprint. Can I explain again? Okay. As I explained right now, what is digital footprinting? This is a digital footprinting. When now we know that what is digital footprint, how SDLC is important there. I'll just summarize this entire webinar for you. Digital footprinting is something where whatever we do on the internet, whatever post, whatever like, whatever comment we do it, this is our footprint over internet. Now, when we know that I have done the like on the Instagram, on the Facebook, maybe I have commented on someone's post, maybe I have uploaded an image, maybe I have wrote a blog over the internet. What sort of problem can be there? If you read it, you will understand it. When you write a blog, I can be one who can implement backlink there. Once you click on that, it will redirect to a malicious website. Boom, you're gone if you entered your credential there. So, understanding each and every threat on each and every aspect, we sit with the development team and we inform them that hey, you have to write a code in a manner, in a such a manner that no one can, maybe we can read not all uh, at once, but maybe we can reduce the chances of having vulnerability in our application. Maybe we can reduce the threat, or maybe to so that we can reduce the problem, we can reduce the attacks. That's all. It's in a simple language, if I can explain you guys. So now, any questions, anyone? Please, I will request you, if you have any questions, please ask me. How many of you are working? Like you work in a corporate world. How many of you are working? If you can answer me, what will be the main role of SDL? I think it's SDLC. Okay. SDLC testing and integration. Good question. As I explained, SDLC has seven process: planning, analyzing, then development part, then testing, deployment, and maintenance part. Okay, so in testing and integration is something where you have developed an application. The coders have written down the code to develop a application. Now, in testing, there are two type of testing team is there. One, manual. Second, automation. It's completely depends on the organization what sort of testing they want. They want automatic testing or they want manual testing. Automation testing is something where tools are there, with the help of tools testing is done. But manual testing is something where a tester start the testing process manually, one by one, by himself or him or herself. So there, a tester check the bugs. He try to find out the bugs, the problem. Maybe is this a feature or not? If small bugs are there, testers resolve it by themselves. But it's a completely different thing. Like there's a button which needs to upload an image, but it is not uploading it. It is downloading it. I know this is not a very major problem, but to give you an example, it is just doing downloading thing. Maybe the front end part has been wrong, like the name has been done some wrong thing and all. So I just give you an example to correlate what testers do basically. So they test the entire the software. What integration is? Deployment. Once you are done with everything, testing, develop everything, now deployment is there. You need to deploy. You need to come live over the internet. So deployment is there. Integration, when I say integration and implementation, these are two things. We integrate, like we have one software and we have another software. So we integrate them. What is implementation? We takes we take certain small part of a big software, and we attach to the another application. That is called implementation. So we integrate it. We deploy the entire process on the cloud. Maybe you all guys know about DNS, domain name system, where all the codes we keep it on it, and it comes on the browser. We have a IP, sorry, a domain, www.google.com. It's a human readable format where when we type it, we get the data, we get the content in front of our screen. That is deployment. So this is what happens here. Guys, any questions? I will be happy to answer. So I hope that this session was helpful to you. I hope you have understood a little bit maybe what digital footprinting is, what is software development life cycle, what are the phases in development life cycle. Quickly, let me explain you about software development life cycle. So first is planning. As said, yes, information gathering is there, where business analyst is required, who takes the requirement from client and he write down the entire project. The first document we give it understanding document, that hey, I understood your requirement. This is I'm preparing for you. You give me go ahead on this. I'll prepare a BRD for you. BRD is something called as business requirement document, or FRD. We prepare that business analyst prepare it. Once we get good to go on the both of the document, now the solution architect come into the picture, project manager come into the picture. They start preparing the architecture, entire process, what technology will be used, what team will required, and then how they start the development part and the testing part. And at every aspect, security member will be there to help them how they can do it things in a right manner. Okay, okay. When we will have next meeting, Sagar Jadhav? Whether the function generator is comes under the embedded system or not. In risk assessment and mitigation, what is the run drill? Okay. Uh, Run drill again. It's a very simple thing. When I say uh, it, when I say run drill, it is a very fancy name which will be used. Run drill means the development part, the testing part, where we do the drill. It's like a drill only. Every day we come to the office, we write code, we fix the bug, we write code. Testing team do the test. They give it to the development team. Hey, you have to. This is a bug. You need to fix it. Again, developer sits there and do it. So that's what run drill means. So it's a metaphor for you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session and making this happen. We have a feedback form into the chat. Would request you to fill it and give your honest opinion. How do you feel? What learning you have taken from here? I will be very much happy with your comments and your feedback. Thank you so much again.